Surtain, one of the best corners in the league. 2nd and 5, and out they go. As they have a twisting catch made by Davante Adams on the aforementioned Surtain. A 20-yard pickup. Good block by Miller, the left tackle. Outside Adams, chased down by Jonas Griffith.
And then the numbers will take care of themselves, and the record will take care of itself.
It's Jacobs on 3rd and 2. First down is there. Riding them down, Randy Gregory. 1st and 10. And they got the tight end down there, Waller. And quickly hit on the play by Jewell. Cole in motion. Carr with the ball. Illuminora the block to the end zone. It's broken up by Surtain. They were going for Davante Adams. 31 straight is what he's made. He's never missed in this building for the lead early on. He got it 3-0 Vegas. Under 10 to go. We're in the first. A good-looking opening game drive. To the air. Sutton slamming inside and takes it up to the 40-yard line. Gordon in the backfield. 3rd and 8. They come around Bowles. They make the grab. It's Hobbs. We were in Miami last week, and we saw a punt going to the backside of the personal protector. Time to punt here for A.J. Cole. Washington drifting back to the 35. Here he goes. He's got speed, the rookie from Stanford. Terrific return. Williams in the backfield. It's 1st and 10. Williams a block. Rush with time. Caught down. It's Saubert, who's grabbed in the secondary by Merrick. A 25-yard strike. Bowles the block. Rush to the end zone. Caught. Sutton. Touchdown. Denver. With a touchback to the 25. 1st and 10. Jacobs in the backfield, Illuminor the block, and they go to the running back out of the backfield, and Jules got a beat out of him, but not before he gets a first down, catch and run near the 37, and a gain through the air of 12 on first down. Miller the block at the left tackle. Carr on the move. He's got the first down. 7 runs now for the Raiders. They're dead last in rushing attempts, and here he goes again. It's Jacobs, brought down by Williams from behind, a 9-yard burst to the 44 of Denver. It's a 1st and 10. Carr, and outside he goes to Adams, and they're looking at him a lot, and why wouldn't you? He was covered on the play by Griffith. 2nd down and 2. Jacobs, here he goes, plowing into the end zone. Touchdown, Raiders, 10 yards. In here in just a second to now. Oh, they're going to try the onside kick. Bouncing. Bassey couldn't get it, but then jumping on the ball was Alex Singleton. Going deep. He's got Judy inside the 15. It's 3rd and 16. He'll dance and fire. And it's caught by Sutton, read by Abram. Got him to about the 9.
And with that one big completion to Judy, put him in position.
From 28, perfect to tie the game at 10.
Rally tackle, 3rd down completion, rally tackle.
A.J. Cole to punt. Washington back, drifting to the 28. Here he goes. He's already had a 30-yard punt return. Oh, he's as quick as a hiccup. Look at him dance his way free. Raiders have 6 in the secondary. Rush is on the run. Needs the 42. Diving close. Hit by Deron Harmon.
Well, he's going to be close, but this is going to be one of those things where Nathaniel Hackett has to decide, okay, is it close?
Tight ends. Saubert in motion. Beck in the backfield, leading the way. Oh, puts his head down. Gordon is now in. 1st and 10, Melvin Gordon. Oh, he fumbled again! He fumbled again! Robertson's got it! And he's got an entourage by midfield. Got a block by Hobbs. And there he goes! He's got 6! On the fumble by Gordon. His 4th of the season. Raiders have jumped on top. Javonte Williams, the back, and he gets the call, and he looks for a block, and he gets one inside from Glasgow, and takes it into the secondary before he's hit by Abram and Robertson. Williams in 2nd and 1, and he slices for the 1st down again into the secondary with a burst. He's up to the 47. 2nd down, 12. He's got him. It's Kendall Hinton. Getting by one defender, Robertson. Pushed out of bounds downfield by Merrick. Wilson. Judy. Touchdown! What a throw and what a catch. 20-yard strike. Russell Wilson has thrown his 2nd touchdown pass today.
I loved it as a quarterback because it was on my shoulders to pick which one was open.
Oh, my goodness. His 3rd breakup in the game. 2nd down and 10. Looking for Adams initially and going outside for Hollins. And Surtain is there to get him. 1st and 10. Good block by Jacobs. Chipped him and outside for Adams. Surtain, though, will allow that. Something up his sleeve with his 1st and 10 and 17 seconds to go. From the side, Gregory couldn't get him. Here comes Carr, running hard, breaking tackles. Got by Josie Jewell, takes it near the 21. Carr galloping for 20. Timeout, Raiders. Drills it. Zeros on the clock. Raiders by 3. Halftime is here. Couple years with Denver is in. It's 2nd down, 11, and this is Boone, a high school receiver in Florida, into the secondary. Bullets his way to the 37 for a 1st down run. They come in with Crosby in a sack. Abdullah, bottom of your screen. Illuminor, the block at the tackle. And he's got Hollins with the tackle made by K'Wan Williams, the ex-Niner. It's 3rd and 10. Brandon Bolden is the back. Here they come, and down he goes, the blitz. Williams brings down Carr at the 25. Gordon is the back. It's 2nd down and 9. Blocked there by Glasgow. Another sack, and here he comes with his 2nd. Max Crosby, 3rd sack by the Raider defense. They were tied for the fewest sacks coming into today. Just 2. They've got 3. 3rd and 18. Here's Montrell Washington reading it well. Hobbs brings him down. It's 4th down. Of the handoffs. 2nd down and 6. Mumford is now the right tackle. There goes Adams right in front of Surtain.
Having a little bit of success against Pat Surtain.
1st and 10. And the swerving Jacobs gets away. They can't bring him down even by holding on to his jersey. And a foot race into the secondary and brought down by Stearns. What a gallop. He's down near the 17-yard line on a run of 43.
They've used him as a tight end in certain run formations.
Jacobs in. They get by Munford. And the catch at the 10 made by Adams.
Looks like Surtain's going to be matched up one-on-one up top with Devontae Adams.
Carr. And caught by the tight end at the 1. Hit by Griffith. Waller the grab. 13-yard pickup. 1st and goal to go. The Raiders. Jacobs the back. Carr. Incomplete. Uncatchable for Jacobs. Coverage by Jackson. Sig with the snap. And 3 more up there. And the Raiders on top. Now over Denver. 22-16. Late 3rd. The spot of the foul pushes him back to the 49. We thought it might end up in Bronco territory. Nonetheless, 1st and 10. Adams, Josie Jules on him, and then belted out of bounds by K'Wan Williams. With a catch and run, and a good one it was. 1st and 10. Fake to Jacobs. Haran the block. And outside it goes Mac Hollins. Chased from behind by Griffith. Broncos 16. They come with the blitz. They go outside. It's Adams and Surtain to meet him. And shy of the first. To tack on 3 more, and he does. And the Raiders lead it 25-16. 3rd and 9 here. Russ. Up he goes, needs the 35 on the move, and he got it. From behind, Kuntz got him. 1st and 25, they need their own 49. Wilson, nice catch, Sutton. And he's off to the races and chased. And he's down at the 42. Hit by the linebacker, Diablo.
Gets it back into after that big penalty, moved him back.
Gordon the back, 2nd and 7. Russ going deep. Oh, and he's got him. He's got him at the 5. Hamler, 1st catch of the season. And it couldn't have come at a better time for Wilson and the Broncos. What a connection. 55 yards.
Gets past Harmon, who's supposed to have that deep half.
Put him at the 3. Russ, diving, touchdown, Denver.
All season long, we got to find a way to finish it.
3rd down and 5. Blocked by Miller. Carr on the move. Needs the 35. He's got the 1st down and hits the deck. With Williams hurdling him. Jacobs in the backfield with the 1st and 10. Dancing. Oh, clogged up. Another big play. Tremont Jones just devoured him. And Chubb finishes him off. A loss of 3.
Sakar knows it's zone because Surtain just bounced to the outside on Jacobs.
Good call, Trent. They go underneath, and it's caught by Adams. He slipped by 1. Jewell has him, but he has the catch and run down to the 48-17 by number 17. Jacobs on the ground, 107. Adams through the air, 101. 1st and 10. Jacobs. Oh, there he goes. Dancing into the secondary and hit by Stearns. Down to the 38 with a shimmy and a run of 10 and another 1st down. White in the backfield, 3rd and a long 1. White the pitch, chased by Chubb, blocked by the tight end Waller, and there he goes. What a run and what a block.
That's critical because of time also, Kevin.
Yes, White is a rookie out of Georgia. Hand off. Jacobs slips into the end zone. Touchdown, Las Vegas. 7 yards. Mike Boone back in after he hobbled off. The running back. Williams out for the game. Gordon is fumbled. Russ on 1st and 10. On the move, wanting some blocking ahead. And Hobbs shuts the door. Saubert. Boone can't block him. Wilson goes to the sideline over the head of the twirling tight end Saubert. Now it's 4th and 5. They need the 35, 4th and 5.
Well, they just dropped the safety down in there.
Wilson and dropped by Boone. And it would have been for a 1st down and into Raider territory. 144 yards for Trent Green and Melanie Collins. Kevin Harlan saying goodbye from Las Vegas. The Raiders have beaten the Broncos 32-23, taking you to New York and James.